I have been actively rotting in a $50 million penthouse for days. Honestly, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Crying in a silk robe on a California king bed overlooking the Seoul skyline hits entirely different than crying on a mattress with a broken spring. For the past 2 weeks, I have done nothing but eat, stare at the ceiling, and process the absolute mindfuck of my life. Bitch! Haley's deafening screech through the FaceTime call forces me to yank my phone away from my ear. I wince, watching my chaotic best friend physically jump up and down in her own bedroom through the screen. Are you entirely out of your ducking mind? Haley screams, her eyes wide as saucers. Let me get this straight. Who then stalks you, hires you, gets you pregnant, and locks you in his penthouse? Keep your voice down, I groan, picking at a strawberry. His security cameras probably have audio. I don't give a duck about the cameras. I am planning the baby shower. Haley shrieks, completely unhinged with joy. YN, you won. Do you understand me? You literally won the game of life. You went from $0 in your bank account to having a billionaire baby daddy who is completely, toxically obsessed with you. This is the greatest thing that has ever happened. I let out a shaky sigh, sinking deeper into the silk pillows. Haley, he stalked me. He played God with my life. I should be terrified. Oh, please. Haley rolls her eyes, aggressively applying lip gloss into the camera. If a broke guy stalks you, it's a true crime documentary. If Jungkook stalks you, it's a dark romance masterpiece. You love it, don't even lie to me. I saw the way you used to look at his thirst traps. You're living out your absolute wildest fantasy right now. A small, traitorous smile pulls at the corner of my lips. She isn't wrong. I'm just scared, Hales. I whisper, my humor fading into actual vulnerability. What if he gets bored? What if he realizes I'm just me, a depressed, lazy failure? He could drop me tomorrow and I'd have nothing. Haley stops applying her gloss. Her expression softens, the chaotic energy dropping into pure, fierce, beastie protectiveness. Listen to me, YN, she says seriously. You are not a failure, and from the sounds of it, that man is literally breathing his oxygen just for you. He didn't buy a whole ducking building just to drop you. Play your cards right, let him treat you like a queen, and secure the bag. If he ever hurts you, I'll poison his espresso myself. I let out a watery laugh. Thanks, bitch. I gotta go, she winks. I have to go act completely normal around Mingyu like I don't know his boss is a feral stalker. Call me later, rich mom. She hangs up. The silence of the massive penthouse returns, heavy and suffocating. By all standard, healthy, functional human metrics, I should have called the police. Jungkook is a walking, breathing red flag. But as I stare at my slightly rounder lower stomach in the floor-to-ceiling mirror, in this economy? Am I really going to run away from a hot, tattooed billionaire baby daddy who runs my favorite thirst trap account? Red is literally my favorite color. Or, you can see I'm actually happily colorblind. The truth is, underneath the shock, underneath the terror, I love it. I love the toxic obsession. I love that a man with the world at his fingertips went completely insane over a broke, depressed girl like me. I have spent my entire life feeling unwanted, feeling like a ghost. Now, I am the sole fixation of a god. I don't work anymore. I don't check my decimated, pathetic bank account. I don't look at the peeling, moldy walls of the dark apartment where I used to rot in bed for days on end. Jungkook stripped away my reality with the cold, ruthless precision of a predator and rebuilt it entirely around his own desires. He isolated me from a world that already didn't give a duck about me and my existence, and he placed me here, on display. And he established a nightly routine that is slowly, methodically driving my subconscious into a state of absolute madness. Every single evening at exactly 7 RPM, the heavy reinforced penthouse doors click open. The sound matches the frantic spike in my pulse. He walks in, completely shedding the icy, untouchable billionaire CEO persona that makes his board of directors shake in their expensive leather shoes. He loosens his black silk tie, rips off his cufflinks, rolls his sleeves up to his elbows to expose the dark, feral canvas of ink stretching across his muscular forearms, and he worships me. terrifying the living duck out of me because the depression didn't magically vanish just because I'm sleeping in thousands of dollars worth of Egyptian cotton. The deeply rooted, pathetic insecurities that have haunted me my entire life are clawing at the back of my skull, louder and more violent than ever before. He's going to leave you, the voice in my head whispers, degrading me right on cue as I sit curled up on the edge of the massive California king bed, the gray evening light casting long shadows across the room. Look at him. He's a billionaire. He's a literal god. And you? You're a broken, useless, lazy nobody. You have no career, no passion, no drive. You're short, you're ordinary, you're damaged goods. Right now, you're just a shiny new toy, a novelty. When he realizes how truly empty and disgusting you are inside, he will abandon you, just like everyone else did. A sharp, stabbing ache hits my heart, so intense it takes my breath away. The tears start falling before I can even stop them. Hot, thick, choking sobs rip through my chest, burning my throat. I wrap my arms around my legs, burying my face in my knees, my entire frame shaking violently. The heartache is a physical agony. I'm drowning in my own pathetic skin, terrified that my only lifeline is going to snap. I gave him my innocence in the dark. I'm carrying his child, but the terror of him throwing me away like trash is paralyzing. YN? The deep, rumbling voice cuts through the quiet bedroom like a gunshot. Jungkook is standing in the doorway. He just got home. His expensive suit jacket is draped loosely over his arm, his shirt unbuttoned at the collar, but the second his pitch black eyes lock onto my shaking, crying form, all the color drains from his flawless face. He drops the jacket. It hits the floor with a soft thud. In 3 massive predatory strides, he is across the room, falling heavily to his knees, right on the mattress in front of me. His large, tatted hands shoot out, desperately grabbing my thighs, trying to pull my face up to look at him. Little one, hey duck, look at me, he breathes, his voice completely laced with panic. What's wrong? Are you hurting? Is it the baby? Tell me what the duck is wrong, let me fix it. Tell me who I need to kill. Don't touch me, I scream, violently shoving his heavy hands away from my legs. The emotional volatility inside me explodes, raw and venomous. I scramble backward on the mattress, putting distance between us, my chest heaving with ragged, ugly gasps. Just don't ducking touch me, Jungkook. He freezes. The rejection hits him like a physical blow to the chest. His jaw clenches so hard I hear his teeth grind, the dark veins in his tatted neck pulsing violently under his skin. YN, he growls, his voice dropping, slipping right back into that commanding, toxic edge that makes my knees turn to water. He pushes himself up onto his knees, his imposing 35-year-old frame completely caging me in against the headboard. Do not push me away. Tell me what is breaking you right now. You are, I cry out, pointing a trembling finger at his chest, tears blurring my vision until he's just a massive, dark silhouette. This whole ducking situation is? You think you can just buy my life? You think you can stalk me, manipulate my friend into bringing me to a club, trap me in this penthouse, roleplay my filthiest internet fantasies, and everything is magically okay? You treated me like a useless piece of shit at work for weeks. You made me feel so small. I haven't forgiven you for that, Jungkook. I haven't. It's a lie. I forgave him the second he put his hands on my stomach weeks ago. But the trauma and the insecurity demand I build a wall before he can destroy me. I need him to feel the exact depth of the heartache cutting through my ribs. You're going to leave me, I sob, the raw, pathetic truth finally vomiting out of my mouth. I cover my face with my hands, entirely humiliated by my own weakness. You're a billionaire. You have everything, and I have nothing. You're going to realize I'm just a boring, depressed failure who cries all day. You're going to get bored of this fantasy, and you're going to pack my bags and throw me back into the dirt like I'm nothing, like every other person in my life has already done. Silence. Heavy, suffocating, utterly lethal silence blankets the bedroom. The air pressure in the room drops. Slowly, trembling, I lower my hands from my face. Jungkook is staring at me. His pitch-black eyes are incredibly wide, completely unhinged, swimming with a chaotic, feral madness that genuinely terrifies me. His lips are parted, his chest heaving under his white dress shirt. He looks like a man who just had his chest ripped open and his beating heart exposed to the cold air. Leave you, he whispers. The words are raw, scraping past his throat like broken glass. Suddenly, he snaps. He lunges forward with a terrifying speed, completely ignoring my frantic protests. making me violently flinch. Leave you? Look at me, YN. Look at what the duck you've done to me. Tears, actual hot, desperate tears, spring to the corners of his dark eyes, spilling over his sharp cheekbones. The untouchable, ruthless John Jungkook is breaking into absolute pieces right on top of me. I can't ducking breathe when I am a monster. I know I am. I stalked you, I tracked, I created that entire ducking night in the dark because my brain is completely, utterly diseased with the thought of you. I sit in boardrooms making billion-dollar corporate deals, and all I can think about is rushing back to this penthouse to kneel at your ducking feet and beg you to look at me. He drops his head violently into the crook of my neck, burying his face against my skin, inhaling my scent like it's the only oxygen left on Earth. I'm obsessed with you, he sobs, a harsh, guttural, pathetic sound that shatters my remaining defenses into dust. I can't think straight. I can't sleep. My entire empire means absolutely nothing if you aren't in it. You own me, YN. Every single cell in my ducking body belongs to you. If you ever try to leave me, I will burn everything to ash just to find you. Do you understand? You are my life. You are my only goddamn sanity. My breath completely catches in my throat. The overwhelming depth of his toxic, pure emotion washes over me, drowning my lifelong insecurities in a tsunami of his dark, unhinged devotion. He isn't going to leave me. He is entirely, hopelessly enslaved to me. But the broken, traumatized girl inside me, the one who has been abandoned by everyone she ever loved, needs to hear the words. I need an absolute binding oath to quiet the screaming in my head. I slowly slip my wrist out of his loosened grip. He doesn't try to hold them down anymore. He's too weak, too shattered by the thought of losing me. Instead of pushing his heavy chest away, I slide my small hands up into his thick, dark hair, pulling his face up so I can look directly into his frantic, bloodshot eyes. Tears are still blurring my vision, a raw sob tearing from my chest. Then promise me, I choke out, my voice breaking completely as I clutch at his shirt, my nails digging into the expensive fabric. Promise me, Jungkook. No matter what happens in the future, no matter what secrets come out or how fucked up things get, promise me you will never leave me. You will never hate me. You will never abandon me or hurt me. Please, please, just ducking promise me. Jungkook flinches, my desperation cutting straight through his own madness. He looks at me with a raw, agonizing tenderness that makes my heart physically ache. He grabs my face in his massive hands, his large, tatted palms framing my cheeks, wiping away my tears with his thumbs. He leans down until his forehead is resting firmly against mine, his breath shaking violently. I swear it on my ducking life, YN, he vows, his voice incredibly deep, steady, and dripping with an absolute terrifying finality. Listen to me very carefully. There is nothing you could ever do, no secret you could ever hold that would make me turn my back on you. I could never hate you. Even if you rip my heart out and stomp on it, I will still bleed for you. I am your protector, your anchor, your ducking shadow. I will never abandon you, little one. I'm tied to your soul until the day I die, and even then, I'll haunt anyone who dares to touch what's mine. You are safe with me, always. The weight of his words settles over my chest, warm and completely binding. A slow, dark, utterly chaotic smile creeps onto my lips through my tears. The small, terrified failure inside me is finally dead. He thinks he's the mastermind. My inner voice purrs, my heart beginning a slow, dangerous, thrilling rhythm. He has absolutely no idea who he brought into his house and who he just made that promise to. Okay, I whisper, my voice suddenly losing all of its tremor, dropping into a low, smooth, terrifyingly calm register that makes his pupils violently dilate. Okay, Jungkook. I drag my thumb across his wet cheek, locking my eyes onto his with a deep, thrilling mystery he can't possibly decode. Tomorrow night, I murmur, a wicked thrill sparking in my veins. We play a new fantasy, and I'm the one pulling the strings.